Hi there, welcome to A Coffee with Stacey. It's been a while since I filmed one, and that's because if you didn't know, I had a baby. So this is Maddie. Her full name's Madeline Elizabeth, and she was born on January 4th, so she's almost 2 months old. She's an absolute doll and a delight, and she loves hanging out in her little wrap. So she'll be with me today during the episode. And I'll be rocking back and forth because she likes that. And so that's how we're gonna roll. So things have been busy since she's been born. If you've emailed me, you've gotten this auto reply that's very, very extensive, that details how, well, it just has oodles of information on it. The thing most people probably notice is that I'm on semi-maternity leave. And I say semi because, as many of you know, I am Fresh Stitches. So I made the decision that I've talked about in various blog posts, to this point, to not hire any employees. So I really answer all the emails myself. I really pack all the Kit Club stuff, etc., etc. So I'm working really hard to fit in a few hours of work a day with a little newborn, but she takes a lot of time and I do the best I can. And so I get around to answering emails about once a week, and the best gift I've been given from everyone and anyone is understanding. I'm working really hard. It's not easy to fit in a few hours a day. But I'm keeping up with the blog, I'm keeping up with the emails. I am currently packing the March Kit Club shipment, which is going to be exciting. And yeah, so that's what life is like. I don't know what else to say about it, other than it's all going really well. Like, you never know how adding a member to your, sorry, I think I dropped a stitch. You never know how adding a member of your family is going to go, but it's all gone really, really well, and I couldn't have asked for anything more, and we're really happy. And we're trying to take as much time off as possible, because this is the only time she's going to be this tiny and this, you know, this sleepy and this cute, and well, she'll still be cute, but you know, she'll be more active. And so I'm taking the time to enjoy it while I can. So if you've emailed me, you know, you're getting a delay, and I hope that that's understandable, because I'm trying to live my life too. So yeah, I hope that works out for everyone. I'm packing the Kit Club shipment. What else is happening in my life? I had a major computer meltdown yesterday, which was not exciting. My computer decided for some reason to revert back to a previous state, including not having all of these files that, you know, should be on the computer. So anyway, fortunately I back up my computer, and so I was able to retrieve the files from my backup, and I hadn't lost any works. So that was a bit of an adventure yesterday. Working on the Kit Club packing. I'm doing the patterns and eyes and the yarn. There's a bit of a delay at the factory. Well, they're not factories, they're mills. Because I order such quantities, I have them custom dyed for me, and there was a bit of a lag happening. So it's gonna be a little bit of crunch time, but fear not, I get out the shipments on time no matter what. So yeah. What I'm knitting now is, it's all tangled. It's a cowl. So this has been like my easy stockinette kind of project, and it's rainbowy because I love rainbowy stuff. And it's a yarn that I dyed using food coloring dye. No, I didn't, sorry, icing, well, it is food coloring dye, icing coloring dye. So you know I'm a big fan of Kool-Aid dyeing, but Kool-Aid is pretty limited in colors because they're meant for drinks, you know, in case you didn't know, not for dyeing yarn. So some colors are just hard to find because there isn't a drink fruit of that color. So I decided to try out dyeing with icing colors. The thing that's different is that you have to add the acid yourself. So Kool-Aid has an acid in it that sets the dye to the yarn. With the icing colors, you add the acid yourself. But other than that, it's a pretty similar process, and it has a lot more colors available because it's made for dyeing cakes. So, you know, if you need like a turquoise, you can find a turquoise because there are people who need turquoise cakes, where the same thing isn't true for Kool-Aid. So, yeah, so I dyed this gradient. I'm gonna be talking about it on the blog sometime. Once I find the photos that I took, which got eaten on the computer, and, you know, once I get around to writing it. So things are working on an altered schedule now. But the way I did it was I had a blank from Knit Picks. So they had a sale, they're a Cyber Monday sale. So I bought a blank, which is basically it's white yarn knitted up like just in a blank, it's called a blank sheet. So it would just be like a really short looking little scarf thing. And that way you can dye a gradient really easily because you can dye just one part, you know, at a time, and then you can unravel it and, you know, wash it to get the kinks out, and then you have a gradient yarn. So that was a really fun project, and I'll be talking about that a bit later, but it's given me this really, I mean, I am absolutely in love with this. I think it's so much fun. And wait, sorry, my yarn's on the floor, but I'll show it to you. There we go. So I dyed it so that it goes back to purple at the end. So this is what I have left. I'm just gonna keep going until it's done. And then I started with purple, and I did a provisional cast on, which if you're a crocheter is really easy for you to do, because the easiest way to do it is with a crochet hook. And then I'm gonna Kitchener stitch it so that it, you know, is just a big loopy cowl. It's sort of bigger than I thought it would be, but I don't know. I thought the gradient yarn is 440 yards, and I thought just doing that would be a bit too short, so I was alternating it with this black. And see, I was talking and I knit a whole extra row. Oh well, okay, I'm gonna tink, which is knitting backwards, to undo that extra row of black I just did while I was yammering on. And yeah, I know, it's so sad when I knit an extra row, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. So I've been striping it with the black, but that means that it's a total of 880 yards, because the black is also a 440 yard skein. So it's gonna be a bit long, but I figured I could like wrap it around, double it up. I sort of can't quit in the middle because I want the purple to come back again to loop it around. So I think it's looking really good. The only thing that isn't great, so like the way I did it was, there's purple, there's two colors of blue, there's a green, yellow, orange, red, and a pink that I used. And so the way I did the gradient was, you know, this was just the purple, and then I'd sort of mix the purple and the blue together a bit, and then the blue, and then, well, there were two blues, but then, you know, the blue and the green. So I get this really nice gradient effect. I'll hold that there so you can see it a bit better. The yellow is just meh. So the yellow, I mean, I guess like this color is the true yellow, but I was trying to make it more gradient. So, you know, I added a bit of green and I added a bit of orange to make it blend nicer. And I think what happened was just the orange and the green totally took over most of the yellow. So that section isn't looking as great as I sort of hoped it would look. But like, that's what you learn when you're doing, you know, like new stuff. You find out new things. And it's also why I'm not a professional dyer. It's not my strong suit. But it's been a really fun project to do. I think you always need just like a simple, you know, something that's going on. Before then, my thing was hats. So if you've been following, I've made Maddie a number of hats. And all of them were too big when she was just born. So, not because I can't measure, but because her head was smaller than I thought it would be. So I was making a couple extra hats just so she'd have something to fit. But now her head's big enough to wear all of the pretty hats I made for her. So that's the project I'm working on now. I'm also working on new designs, of course, to keep keep the flow happening. I'll be releasing a new pattern later this week. It'll be a rocket ship, which I think is really cool. It uses some new, let me see, is it a new do I want to call it a new technique? It's not a new technique, but an application of an existing technique to make his really cool little rocket flames. So I'm excited about it, and people have been asking for more boy toys, so I thought a rocket ship would be really great. And it's a big one. I think it'll be a lot of fun, so I hope you like that. And I have some plans for some aquatic animals that I'm going to be working on. So that's kind of what's on my plate now. I've been doing a lot of tutorial kind of blog posts because I don't have so many works in progress happening right now. So I hope you're enjoying that. If you're enjoying those kinds of posts, do let me know. And if you have like a suggestion for a future post, then also let me know, because I'm open to suggestions, and reading blog comments is one of the things I do each week. So that's what's up there. Coming up in the future, I will be teaching at Stitches South, so that'll be really exciting. It's in a new location this year. It's in Nashville, and it'll be at the Gaylord, which is, if you've never been to one, is a huge like resort kind of hotel. So it's going to be really exciting. I heard that there's a river running through this one. I don't know. I think there's canoeing involved. I have no idea. So that'll be really exciting. We're all excited about the new venue, and it'll be my first gig as a mom. So that'll be great. I've been getting questions about like, will Maddie be there? Can we meet Maddie? And I hope everyone will understand that I'm not ready for her to be a public figure yet. She's really, really young, and like, she's not even old enough to have all of her vaccinations, you know. I know, she is getting them, but you know, you can't have, for example, the measles vaccine until you're a year old, and there's this big measles epidemic. So she's going to be laying low. And I hope that's understandable to people. I know she's really cuddly and everyone wants to hug her and meet her, but I'm just not ready for that to be her role in life yet. So you'll be coming to the events just to see little old me. I know I'm not as exciting, but I am teaching good courses. So I hope everyone understands that. See, now I fixed my thing all the way back, and I can start knitting with my pretty gradient yarn. So this is a section, so even though I'm in the yellow, see, it's like the green, like there's a true yellow piece here, but it's been overridden by the green. So, well, something to know for next time. If you want to do yellow, I guess you just want to keep it pure yellow. So anyway, Stitches event is coming up at the end of April. If you're anywhere near the area, you know, like the whole South, I think it's really worth it to go ahead and look into going, because the hotel is super great. And I know these events can be pricey, especially when you add in the hotel and the getting there and the classes. But a lot of people go, and even if you just want to do the market sessions, or even if you just take one class, it's a really fun event to do. So I hope you check out the schedule, and maybe one of my classes will suit you. I'm doing both knitting and crochet classes, and they're a lot of fun. Everyone walks out happy. So at least in my classes, I'll make sure you're happy. That's about all that's happening. This one's kind of short, but just because I didn't really have like a plan. I just wanted to say hi and show you what I'm working on, and I will talk to you again soon. See you.